Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about a very specific type of lead generation magnet. It's not a webinar, it's not a special report, it's not a mini course. It's automatically perceived as high value. It takes advantage of decades of social conditioning to give you an instant boost in credibility before it's even consumed, as a matter of fact. It delivers some of the best, highest margin prospects, far better than any other type of lead generation magnet, and it can be a deadly effective way to grow your email list and bring in high-ticket passive sales on clockwork autopilot for years to come. Do it once and you profit forever. Now, you might be thinking I'm talking about a book, and you'd be kind of right, but a very particular kind of book known as a booklet. Yes, a booklet. Professionally produced, book-like cover. You can get away with calling it a book. You can sell it like a book, but like a Hollywood actress, it's petite, waif thin, just 100 pages. Easy to write. I wrote this in my spare time in just a couple of weeks. Easy to consume. Takes about 1 hour to read. Yet more than enough copy to thoroughly pre-sell an offer. Your prospect can hold it in their hands. They can mark it up with a pen, dog-ear the pages, giving your persuasion more punch and more power. And it sticks around. People will put it on their desk where it'll be staring them in the face, beckoning them to consume instead of getting lost forever somewhere on their hard drive. And you can call yourself a best-selling author. All you have to do is get your booklet on one of the Amazon bestseller lists, which is really not that difficult to do these days. This particular booklet was on several of those lists for more than 10 weeks, and all it took was one email to my list. So let me give you the 5 easy steps for putting one of these to work in your business. Step 1 is to get clear on why are you doing it. Why would you want to write a book in the first place? Fame, fortune, power, glory? Well, we can all dream. I asked my wife if she fantasizes about me. She said she does. She fantasizes about me mowing the lawn, taking out the trash, and doing the dishes. So let's leave rich and famous aside for a minute. Your booklet is about leads. That's why I call it the ultimate lead generation magnet. You're not writing a book for posterity. You're not writing the last word on the topic. You're not even writing it just to get people on your email list. You're creating this booklet to get qualified pre-sold buyers on your email list in a state of readiness to take out their credit card and do business with you. So with that out of the way, step number 2 is to come up with a great title. People buy books based on the title. And by the way, when people spend money to get your lead generation magnet, even if it's 99 cents, what do you think that does for lead quality? Now, I sell this one on Kindle for $9, I think it is, $19 for the hard copy, and I track everything. So I know where every last sale comes from, and I know that plenty of people buy this book on Amazon, they read it from cover to cover in just 1 hour, and then they click on a link at the back of the book here, and they drop several $1,000s on an Email Alchemy membership. And if they don't buy right away, at the very least, you've built a bond and a brand, and you've sown the seeds of a purchase the next time you promote the item that you're trying to sell. And one of the things that I teach you inside this little booklet, as a matter of fact, is how to come up with a killer title for your lead generation magnet. Step number 3 for creating the ultimate lead generation magnet is coming up with what I call a 3-act storyline. Now, this is a little bit different than the typical 10 or 20 page special report blueprint that I've taught so many of you. You'll notice the table of contents is laid out in 3 parts here. Problem, complication, resolution. Problem, complication, resolution. Part 1, you lay out and you agitate a problem for your prospect. In this case, the problem is, why is it so darn hard to build an email list? The complication, of course, is that you have to write incredibly engaging and persuasive emails, and a hell of a lot of them, to make list building work. And the resolution is the Email Alchemy done-for-you templates that make writing those emails fast and easy. And you want to communicate these things, the problem, complication, and resolution, in a way that instantly grabs the prospect's attention, which usually involves using a metaphor. The death of list building, the resurrection formula, the 10,000 hour annihilator. And each of these 3 headings has a how-to flavored subheading. How to ensure reliable business growth and profits before it's too late. How to survive falling click-through rates and revive failing sales. Slash time and effort as lifeless lists come back from the dead. And this little 3-act problem, complication, resolution, drama, combined with a call to action, is what makes the ultimate lead generation magnet capable of generating buyers. In fact, you should spend at least as much time coming up with these 3 subheads as you do writing the body of the booklet, because when you get them right, your booklet will practically write itself. And if you approach it this way, articulating and agitating a pressing problem, showing them the solution, which, like any solution to any real problem, comes with its own problems, and then resolving that complication by showing them your product or your service, then most people should love your book and appreciate you for writing it. And some people should hate it, and maybe even hate you for giving them a link to go and to learn more, and that's perfectly okay. There are always going to be a certain number of people out there who think that you should be giving them the keys to the kingdom for $20. Now, obviously, they make terrible customers. Now, step number 4 is preparing your reader's mind to be persuaded by your 3-act problem, complication, resolution framework. And this means getting some endorsements for your book. Why you should listen to the author of this book, in other words. And also a short opening chapter for your booklet with a little backstory on how you came to write it. And remember, nobody cares about you unless they can see their struggle and redemption in your story. So don't dwell too much on anything that is not immediately analogous to the buyer's situation. You can see that I am in and I am out of my story in about 15 pages. And step number 5 is the appendix at the rear of the booklet. And this is where I like to put some really meaty bits of information that I would typically reserve for a paid product, almost like a taste of what they will see after they go to the link and they buy. In this case, things like how to build your list, aka fellowship, what makes a great title for your lead generation magnet, to squeeze or not to squeeze, is it really a question? The lead generation magnet creation blueprint, and so on and so forth. And there are 3 calls to action in this booklet. On the very first page, we have this click here for free audiobook version, right? Or visit www.daniellevis.com/audiobook. There's one on page 82 toward the end, at the very end of the resolution segment, right, of the booklet. Go and learn more about the product or service that you're selling. And there's another one at the very end after the appendix, okay? So there you have it, the ultimate lead generation magnet in 5 easy steps. Number 1, purpose, getting very clear on what you're trying to achieve. Number 2, titling, the thing that gets people to actually go and buy your booklet. And you can give these away too, of course. Give them away when you speak, or send them out to upsell people who buy lesser products than what you're linking to in your booklet. Number 3 is the problem, complication, resolution framework, how to structure the meat of the booklet so that it effectively persuades people to buy or at least engage with a pitch for your product or service. Number 4 is your endorsements and backstory, preparing the mind of the reader to be receptive to you and your pitch. And of course, the appendix, a free little sample of what you're actually selling. Now, before you go, please take a moment to share your experience in the comments box below. Are you thinking of writing a book? And if so, what are your objectives in writing that book? What's your working title? Type it into the comment box and I'll give you some feedback. And finally, has watching this little video changed your perception at all about what comprises a productive lead generation magnet? Sound off in the comments box below. This is Daniel Levis, and until next time, good selling.